Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to TechXplore, where we're diving into the evolving nature of work and skills in the age of AI. My name is OJ Fudalan, and I'll be your host for today's event, which is being live streamed on our Accenture in the Philippines Facebook and YouTube pages. Today, we'll explore how co learning between people and AI can foster continuous innovation and also discuss strategies for adapting to new roles and responsibilities in an AI integrated environment. We'll start with a keynote session on the symbiosis between humans and AI in the workplace, followed by a panel discussion on future proofing talent and the skills that matter in the age of AI. But first, allow me to call on Kit Cayetano, Capability Council Lead for the Advanced Technology Centers in the Philippines, to officially welcome us to Tech Explore. Hello, Kit.
Thank you, OJ. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tech Explore. It's our pleasure to be with you today as we dive into a very exciting and transformative conversation: how artificial intelligence is reshaping the way we work, learn, and grow. So, Tech Explore is more than just a technology showcase. It's a window into the heart of Accenture, our people, our culture, and our commitment to innovation. Today, we bring together our technology experts, capability leads, and HR partners to explore the evolving nature of work and the skills that will define the future. As we navigate in this new frontier, we recognize that AI is no longer just a tool, it's actually a collaborator. And with that shift comes a responsibility to continuously adapt, upskill, and reimagine how we deliver value. At Accenture, we're not just preparing for the future, we're building it and we're doing it together. So, whether you're here to learn, to be inspired, or to explore opportunities with us, we're glad that you're part of this journey. So, let's make the most out of today's conversations and continue to shape a future where technology and human ingenuity thrive side by side. Thank you and enjoy Tech Explore. I will now turn you back over to OJ.
Thank you, Kit, for that opening remarks. Now, let's get started with our keynote session on symbiosis in the age of AI, how human AI collaboration or how human and AI collaboration is redefining work and innovation. Our speaker is a seasoned technology leader with nearly 25 years of experience driving digital transformation through cloud, data, and AI across multiple industries. As data and AI practice lead for the Advanced Technology Centers in the Philippines, he spearheads initiatives in data platforms, data architecture and strategy, and Gen AI, while also leading Industry X efforts focused on digital engineering, manufacturing systems, and IT OT convergence. Allow me to welcome Mike Lau. Over to you, Mike.
Thank you, OJ. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a good lunch. So, I'm here today to talk to you about a topic that's just really transforming industries. And it's really about redefining what it means to work, learn, and innovate in this age of AI. So, let's start. Next slide, please. Next slide. So, why are we here? I hope that you have heard or read about AI, and in the past couple of years, you have probably seen more news around AI, Gen AI, agentic AI as well. Ever since ChatGPT and all these LLM models sprung into the workplace, a lot of buzz has been around this, and it's really focusing on. And now the question really here is, how are we able to adopt this technology? How are we able to make sure that we can capitalize on this? So why do we think that this technology, Gen AI and or AI in general, is a hot topic now? I think the first thing that I wanted to highlight is this is probably the first technology where we're able to really converse with the machine, with AI. A bunch of other technologies improved our interaction, improved our the way we work, but this one is now redefining how we are interacting with each other, how we're gonna be more productive in the workplace and in our personal lives. Next slide. And in Accenture, when we look at AI, we want to use the word or the terminology, the AI continuum. And what do we mean by this? We wanted to look at AI in terms of four different areas. The first one being classical AI. This is probably what started everything, meaning having the models, the pattern forecasting. This has been in existence for several years. And then the past 3 years, I would say, is the age of generative AI, where AI is now able to advise, create, code, automate, right? Basically generate several things, can advise you, generate images, videos, and all of those things. And then as generative AI has evolved, and we realize that it's not just about generating things, but what if we harness this intelligence and actually make it, do some work for us, make it, and with reasoning and other technology improvements like orchestration and personalization, we're able to now uh, capitalize agentic AI and make sure that it completes workflows and generates actions for us. The fourth area that I wanted to highlight when we look at Fusion AI in Accenture is what we call embedded AI. What we mean by this is several of the platforms, think of SAP having Joule, Salesforce having Agentforce. These are also other technologies and other AI that we need to incorporate together as we do work for our clients, as we adopt it for the workforce and for the for the company. Okay, next slide. So as technology becomes more human-like, and what we have to do, right, is make sure that we are also adopting this. And for us as workers, as employees and leaders, we need to make sure that we need to appreciate that humans are also enhanced by technology. In Accenture, we have this, we believe that human and AI collaboration is what will drive productivity and creativity. And we also wanted to have this terminology called co-learning, which is really how AI learns through us. Because as we keep using AI, we have to make sure that we keep teaching it as well. And of course, we also learn and we are also being enhanced by AI. Next slide. So I would like to focus this talk today really about how we can have AI in a software development lifecycle. Um, why we want to do this is because we majority of the activities we do in the services we do is really more about software development, and this is an area of interest for me personally. So we start. I'm sure you've heard of coding assistants, right? This is something that it has been talked about in the past year or so. Very how can AI generate code? Can it make it can we replace developers? We see that it's not just about the coding, but when we look at AI in software development, it's the end-to-end thing, meaning it starts with the planning, where AI can help you refine your backlog, define your requirements, from architecture, design, where AI can suggest patterns. Of course, we have the core, which is development and testing, where AI can be used to augment developers, and of course, DevSecOps as well. Next slide. Now, when we look at software's lifecycle with AI, this is just a few examples of where it can apply, right, in the various stages of the software development lifecycle. So let me take a look at, let's say, simplifying development. Number 4, right? What it can do is an automate task. It can validate code. So aside from, code generation, right, it can validate, it can optimize workflows, thereby allowing developers to be faster, to be more efficient, and to be more productive. If you move to the next slide, we can also see that across these various phases, we see that there is value, and there's either a productivity improvement, automation improvement, and accuracy and quality improvement in general across the various phases. Next slide. Now, as we know that AI is going to change the way we work, and it's going to be in part of our day-to-day work now. However, what we need to do is to think about this, that we have to actually also evolve the way we interact with AI. And this means evolving our skills. And when you talk about skills, not just about our technical skills or upskilling our technical area, but it's also about functional skills. We need to be more creative. We need to have more analytical thinking. And of course, our behavioral skills as well, because we need to make sure that we still um, capitalize on us being humans and collaborating with each other as well. Next slide. So in Accenture, we keep on transforming ourselves and of course helping our clients transform as well. Part of our investment in Accenture is what we call a Learn Vantage platform, where we use this to upskill and train our clients, but also we actually use this to upskill ourselves from all of the employees up to the leaders specific to AI. And this is something where we are passionate about continuously learning. So we always strive to learn something new every day. Next slide. So in this age of AI, we have the power to shape the future. And I would like to maybe call out three things. If I will leave you three things today, these are the ones. Number one, embrace change. We encourage you to adopt AI and have a culture of continuous learning. Number two, focus on skills development. So prioritize both technical and human skills to stay competitive. And of course, leverage AI for innovation. You leverage AI to improve productivity and unlock new opportunities, because this is something that will be part of our work moving forward. To end, next slide. To end, imagine a workspace, a workplace where every employee has an AI teammate. We think of AI as just being another team member in a Scrum team, right? In a project team, you have an AI member, you have human members. That is going to be the future of our workplace. So imagine having, and in order for us to achieve that, we need to be able to interact with AI as a team member, of course, making sure that we think, create, and grow together. So I hope you're excited with the possibilities of collaborating with AI in the future. With that, thank you for your time, and I turn you over back to OJ.
Thank you very much, Mike. Very interesting presentation. AI has already redefined work, and the real question is how boldly we redefine ourselves if we embrace co-learning with AI. And the future won't be man versus machine, but ultimately humanity amplified. Right. So with the best innovations born from what we create together. Now, speaking of skills, for Mike's presentation, nearly half of today's skills will be obsolete within 5 years, making learning agility the ultimate differentiator. So, future success demands a balance of functional know how, technical fluency, and uniquely human behavioral skills. As AI automates more work, it's continuous upskilling and human centered strengths that will truly future proof talent. Next up, we have a panel discussion on future proofing talent, skills that matter in the age of AI. Allow me to introduce our panelists for today. Sean Kalma is a managing director from our Microsoft Business Group. Suraj Budrani is also a managing director for our SAP Business Group. Byron Tolentino is leading our custom application engineering group. And of course, our very own Pai Palatog, our human resources lead for the Advanced Technology Centers in the Philippines. They will share their insights on navigating the transformation of the workplace in terms of the evolving skills landscape that we need. And as we move into the panel discussion, we'll not only hear from our experts, but we also open the floor for questions. I know we're live on YouTube, Facebook, so if you have a question or two, please go ahead and type that, and our coordinators will feed that to us. If you have a question, just send them through the comment section, and we'll do our very best to address as many of them as possible. Welcome, Sean, Suraj, Byron, and Pai.
Hello,
How are
hello,
you?
hello.
Good
Good
morning.
afternoon, OJ.
Good
Good morning.
afternoon.
Hello, good
Hi, pleasure
afternoon.
to be here.
All right. Now let's start the discussion right away, and let me ask the first question. Um, Maybe for Sean and Byron, how do you see the skills gap evolving as AI becomes more integrated into various industries, and what strategies would you recommend to bridge this gap?
Okay, I can take that one, OJ. As you may all know, no, that AI from niche now it's becoming mainstream. From technology practitioners, everyone is using AI. Now, AI being part of our everyday lives, and as AI becomes ubiquitous, we may be using it without knowing that it's AI. I know, OJ, you mentioned AI being integrated with the industries, but I'd like to take it closer to home. No? Just like maybe a good example would be iPhone users. Clean up feature in photos, it's so easy to remove those unwanted elements. For those who are into fitness, um, giving insights in our workout. Actually, my wife has also is an interior designer, and I used to see her doing those sketches, designs the old school way, but she's glued into her iPad using SketchUp without her knowing that it's AI powered already. Now, as you can see, AI isn't just for hardcore developers; it's for everyone. Now, for us technologists, that everyone is using AI, we can thrive in this AI world for us to combine tech skills with domain expertise. That shift from technical skills only to hybrid skills would be key for us to reshape the future for clients. Clients having AI-enhanced logistics, AI-enhanced healthcare, etc. Now, OJ, I know you mentioned about that gap, and in order to bridge that gap, it is very important for us to have that change of mindset from skills complacency to skills agility. Business will always evolve. Landscape will continue to change, and we should be quick to adapt. A few years ago, I know it's one of the slides from Mike's presentation. That classic AI, machine learning, etc. And then a couple of years ago, we're working on Gen AI. Today, we're dealing with agentic AI, and I don't know what the future may bring. So we should all accept the fact that what we may know now may be irrelevant tomorrow, and we should take the challenge of continuously relearning and continuously reskilling, so we continue to bring the best out of AI and the best for our clients.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sean, any additional insights from Byron?
Yep, sure, sure. So, in our case, in software engineering, as AI becomes more pervasive, no, I believe the gap is not just about skills; it's about roles and identity, no. So we're seeing a shift where traditional jobs boundaries are blurring. Engineers are becoming more product thinkers, while marketeers are becoming data analysts, no? And operation teams are becoming automation strategists. So again, the real challenge is helping people redefine their roles in a world where AI is not just a tool, but a collaborator. So based on what we're seeing, I think we can bridge this gap, no? And I would recommend two strategies for this. So first is reframe career development around capability building. So not just skill acquisition. Instead of focusing solely on technical training, organizations should help employees, no, build capabilities like systems thinking, experimentation, and of course, human-centered design, no? Skills that are transferable across all evolving roles. And second, and this has been discussed as well earlier, create safe space for reinvention. Because again, this means giving teams room to explore AI use cases without the pressure of immediate ROI, no? Hackathons, internal incubators, and cross-functional labs can help powerful environments for learning, again, failing fast, and discovering new ways of working. ultimately, no, bridging the gap is about more than learning how to use AI. It's about helping people reimagine how they contribute value in an AI augmented world.
Thanks.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. I like that last point, right? That it's not just about learning. It's not just about consuming um, courses online, but it's also making sure that we apply and that we see the value that we harness from that particular learning. I'm now going to move to our other panelists, Raj and Pai. What are some of the most significant challenges that you've faced in upskilling or reskilling the workforce for an AI-driven environment, and how have you addressed them?
Yeah, that's
Can
a
we go
good.
ladies first?
Okay,
Oh,
we
Okay.
sure. Go ahead, bye.
Yeah, so I'll take the first one. So being having done workforce planning for the past 8 years and coming from technology before shifting to HR, it's very interesting, and exciting, the things that I've seen. So it used to be that, we're known as talent creators, right? And during the digital and our journey to cloud, for the past years, it used to be straightforward. Our roles were also the same. We have developers, we have testers, and then, we were very confident in HR. We will say, okay, we'll produce, trainings, modules for them, and we will ask our people, to train on them. However, in the age of AI, it was like starting from from scratch, right? Why is it? Because first and foremost, AI, the speed of AI is very fast, and it's redefining our ways of working. And so you can just imagine, before I used to work with this leadership here in technology by pillar, right? And so, it's vertical capabilities. But this time around, you would see that AI already cuts across multiple disciplines. It's not just technology, it also includes industry and function. And you will have, to really put all of these together to really get the benefit or reap the benefits of AI. So what are the three things, that the challenges that we had to go through? First is the engine. So we had to reimagine and say, what are the new roles, and discipline or work that we have to do? Because it's not really but or your usual tester and developer anymore. So we had to think about that. And the amount of collaboration that I've been doing with the technology leadership here, as well as HR and then our functional and industry leaders, is really significant, because we all have to come together, to shape that one. So it's like really we are shaping the future, this time around. And second is, how do we pivot or bring along our people, right? So it used to be, we always say, to get to point A from point B, from point A to point B is usually a straight line. This time around, it's not. There will be transitory roles in between that we will have to shift gradually to get to point B. And so we really had to think about, how to execute that one. And third is, how do we reimagine the work that we're doing? Just like what I said, personally, like I said, multiple disciplines. I am from HR, but OJ and I've been telling my team, if AI is not yet part of your vocabulary, then you're so behind as an HR AI practitioner. And so, for example, a true story, I use Copilot a lot. So all of us here in the company have Copilot, and I maximize Copilot to really help me with my work. And so I have 4 types of surveys, right? Listening tools to look into with the sentiments of our people. And AI was able to help me, synthesize all 4 together without me going through each and every individual and doing the manual work. And even it provided me insights. And so it's really now part of my team and day-to-day work. And so how did we solve this? No? So we launched a tiered learning pathway to build the foundational AI literacy specialized on Gen AI tracks. We also developed a responsible AI governance framework, which is very, very important, and trained our leaders to be AI stewards to balance innovation and accountability. And we always fostered a continuous learning environment now in the age of AI. So over to you,
Fantastic.
Sandra.
Thanks. Thanks, Pa. Yes, let's go ahead to Siraj.
Yep, thanks. Actually, to add, I guess, to what Pai mentioned, right? As someone kind of actually focusing on the technology side and actually building these upskilling and reskilling programs, right? I think one of the challenges that we encounter is really how to balance the breadth versus the depth. So not, I mean, it's important to understand that not everyone in the organization needs to be an AI engineer. So,
Mhm.
I mean, usually, right, there would be, organizations would take a sort of one size fits all kind of training to kind of address the AI literacy piece. But I mean, this helps introduce the concepts. But what happens is eventually employees get a little bit disengaged. So the way this is normally mitigated, right, or how we normally will fix this scenario is that we actually use a competency matrix. So we also look at role-based, more of a role-based approach, similar to what Pi had shared, right? So what happens here is you have your tiered learning, which basically covers your foundational topics, which also covers the breadth aspect. Then you also have it actually enables deeper. So you can also have deeper dives into topics like prompt engineering, AI model tuning, which looks at more of the depth. Now, while you do have these cases for breadth and depth, the other piece that is often overlooked is that continuum, right, which Mike was discussing earlier. So that continuous learning needs to be factored in because what happens is it enables our teams to be more flexible, and as the organization changes or as the strategies shift, we're able to adapt and actually be not only up to speed but maybe even get ahead of some of the AI technologies that are coming out. So that's what I mean. That's one of the challenges I think we need to keep in mind.
Thank you. Thanks, Suraj. All right, let's move to Sean. And Suraj, maybe you also can give your perspective on this question. This is a question from the audience. How do you assess the skills that are most critical for success in an AI integrated workplace? And how do you prioritize them in your training programs? And as a follow up to that question, now that we're making a part of our future workplace, how open are we to transition people into focusing them into AI as compared to their current skill sets, or should AI cut across whatever role or job family you're in? So I'll go ahead and have perhaps Sean.
Sure.
Let's have Suraj rest first, and please, Sean.
Um, Probably critical thinking is key for success in an AI integrated workplace. Now, we, um, as technologists, as humans in general, we need to challenge whatever AI has given us. We don't just blindly follow or accept what Copilot, no, GitHub Copilot tells us. No, we don't just copy and paste those code snippets, suggested codes. We have to discern. We have to analyze. We should not forget the human aspect. I know we're co-working with AI agents, but that does not completely eliminate the human aspect. We don't just jump into a cliff just because ChatGPT told us. No? So Mike showed that AI has surpassed human capabilities, but ultimately, we have the ultimate intelligence to know what is best for us, what is best for our clients, what is best for our people. Now, looking at our training programs, we have significantly evolved from technology-based training, knowing how to use IDEs, knowing how to code, to a now more context-based training. When I say context-based training, it is deeply rooted into real-world client use cases and job-relevant environments. It is more than just teaching the technology, but how we use technology effectively, strategically, and creatively for our clients.
Thank you, Sean. Suraj.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I mean that's a great point, and I think I'll probably also tie up with that, right? So when it comes to skills, right? We have to understand, similar to what we're seeing now, right? AI has already evolved. So normally, the workforce of the future will be a mix now of of course, the resources. Then you'll have your automation tools. You'll have AI or machine learning, and then you also have your agents that will be doing other aspects of the work, right? So with this, I mean, from a skills perspective, also there's been a big shift because for a long time we've been looking at skills meant hard skills, right? Technical programming, engineering focused skills. But what we're seeing now is that AI is able to cover a portion of this already. So what happens is the skills that we're looking for in the workforce is also now incorporating more soft skills like critical thinking, problem solving, even some mathematical or spatial reasoning. Okay, so because they need to actually know how to use AI to actually solve real world business problems and create new solutions, right? So I think the skill now is more of, I mean, the skill everyone needs now is how do you stitch these together across those agents, working across platforms, across technologies, and how do we really look at that kind of value and outcome that we're trying to achieve, right? So what this means is that training programs, their metrics, proficiency scoring, they need to be redesigned to now adjust for these, and this would then enable us to have a successful AI integrated workforce.
I super love that point, Siraj. Meaning, it's not just enough to really upskill yourself on the technology side of things, but make sure that you're holistically learning some other uniquely human behavior skills like critical thinking, problem solving, and that you just got focus on core technology items of making sure that you're a well-rounded person. Now, I'm going to move to Pi. There is a question from one of our students. His name is Kim de Los Santos. And we know Pi, we have the Accenture Academy program. So this question is probably going to be close to your heart. As a student preparing for future careers, even prior to coming to Accenture, what specific skills should we start developing now to stay relevant and thrive in a workplace where AI and humans work side by side? I know Suraj mentioned a few things already, but is there anything on top of those skills?
Yeah, great question. So, first off, if you are coming from a tech background, right, start with your foundation skills. Okay, so it's not going away, guys. Before we can even bring everyone, to AI, we need to start with our foundation skills. And then, in our Accenture Academy, we have added, and enhanced it to include, data and AI programs already. So those, are take those courses seriously, and I understand our schools have also started offering them, which is good news, right? Because that's what we want to do. However, in the age of AI, right, I really, really, really encourage you to, be passionate about learning, because as I mentioned earlier, right, the speed at which it changes, right? We started with AI. We're not even finished with AI. There's Gen A, and now there's agentic, right? So you haven't even catch your breath yet, and then here's a new thing. And so, that agility and adaptability to learn is very, very important behavior that you should, continue to develop. And and I could tell you guys, I'm looking at it, it's very, very exciting. And like I said, it's our opportunity to shape the future. So let's do it together. And we need your perspective too on how we can, how we can encourage you and make it exciting for you. So, let us know too.
Thank you. Thank you, Pi. So learning agility, right, is the key to survive in the Gen AI age. Now I'm going to move to Byron. Byron, let's assume you're a futurist. Looking ahead to the next 5 to 10 years, what changes do you anticipate in the skills landscape, and how are you preparing your team, the organization for these shifts?
Yep. So again, in our space, I'll talk about more on software engineering, no, on software engineering space. I would expect, no, the skills landscape in our space to evolve significantly. No, as discussed earlier, AI automates many routine coding tasks already. So the focus will shift towards high-level problem solving, system design, of course, and ethical decision making. So again, skills like prompt engineering, AI integration, data fluency, and human-centered design will become core to all of engineering roles. And at the same time, this has been discussed as well, soft skills such as adaptability, collaboration, and strategic thinking will be just as critical, no, as technical depth. Now, what we're seeing for us to prepare, no, our organization, we're actually taking proactive approach already. No, so first, we are embedding AI literacy in our engineering culture. So even at the bootcamp level, so this is where we train our entry levels, no? So we have already integrated copilots in the development toolkit. So allowing them, no, to become familiar with AI-powered tools early on. Second, again, this has been discussed. We are investing in continuous learning through curated learning paths that combine technical upscaling with leadership development. And then lastly, we're fostering cross-functional collaboration, no? Ensuring engineers work closely with product, design, and data teams to build solutions that are not only technical sound, no, but also user-centric and responsible. Again, to sum it up, our goal is to build a resilient, future-ready engineering organization that one can adapt quickly, innovate responsibly, and lead in a world where AI is a core part of the software development lifecycle.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Byron. Um, Now I'll ask Suraj this question because he leads SAP for ATCP, and we know that SAP's strength lies in enabling intelligent enterprises, and AI is going to transform ERP, right? Enterprise Resource Planning. So, Suraj, what skills will finance, supply chain, and HR professionals? Earlier, we talked about function and industry technology, and really, the coming together of these three as part of these different functions, what do they need to thrive as more SAP or other ERP processes become automated or AI augmented?
All right. Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I mean, and SAP is well always kind of developing itself, right? So um, I think for SAP we've gone a very long way already from the old school monolithic structure. So now if we talk about the areas, right, like say we talk about finance, if we talk about materials management and so on, it's more now end-to-end business process that we look at. And what happens is that's also why with the AI pieces coming in. So for example, what Mike mentioned, right? Like there's embedded AI now in SAP. There's a co-pilot for SAP called Joule. There's actually also other areas now that are not part of your usual ecosystem, but then have become part of it. So now you also have AI not only in the application layer of SAP, you now have it in the platform layer. So meaning even if you're hosting your SAP on Google Cloud, or if you're hosting it on AWS and so on, there are a lot of platform specific tools as well that are needed. So the best way I would answer that question is I think in terms of the modules, it's now looking more focused on business process end to end. And there's a heightened understanding needed now for data, because the data that's kind of flowing across all of these systems is where AI is put on top of. And then that's where you can actually get the real power of it, because then you can actually get the analytics. You can get you can actually have AI help, post and carry out certain transactions, all by being able to digest and analyze all that data across, end to end in a company's ERP system.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Suraj. Now I know we're top of time, so I'll move to the last question. Any of the panel members can respond to this. Sean, perhaps because you lead Microsoft, you can also give your perspective. But as we're using Copilot now in the workplace, some Chat GPT, how do we balance the opportunities of AI with the responsibility to ensure ethical use, especially when dealing with sensitive client or employee data?
There are levels of, I would say, licenses. If say for example, for GitHub Copilot, right? So we don't just use we certainly consider data privacy for clients, so that what their data will be confined within the client's servers, right? So that is certainly taken into consideration so that we do not compromise data privacy for clients. Certainly, freewares are not something we use. So those enterprise grade licenses are what we employ for clients.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Anyone else has something to add to that question? Okay, I think we're good. So we'll ask our panel members to maybe give a line or two as we close the discussion, some closing words, remarks from you. As we are now entering, I like how we're using the words co-learning, collaboration, right? I think in the past we thought about terrible things about replacing what we do, but it's really about amplifying human ingenuity. So I'm going to ask the panel members to give your closing words, please. Pai, should we start with you?
Sure, thanks, OJ. So all I can say is that, we need to imagine our work, when we work with AI. They can be good team members or, part of our team, and they really help us a lot. So really the call to action for us right now is not just to apply AI as like an automation of an existing task. First thing that needs to be done is reimagine how you can do things differently, and then how will you apply AI? That is how we will maximize its benefit.
Thank you, Pai. Byron.
Yep. So again, as AI continues to reshape how we work, one thing is certain: the future belongs to those who adapt with purpose. Again, the age of AI is not just about automation. It's not automation anymore. It's about augmentation, transformation, and reinvention of what it means to be skilled. Again, today's discussion shows us that future-proofing talent is not a one-time effort, but a continuous journey. So by embracing new learning strategies, cultivating adaptive mindsets, and fostering collaboration, we can ensure that our workforce remains not only relevant, but resilient, empowered, and ready to lead in the age of AI. Thank you.
Great words. Thank you so much, Byron. Suraj?
Yeah, thanks. I guess from my end, it'll be kind of more of it's more of an understanding of AI, right? In the sense that I think AI is not really going to be like a magic answer that's going to fix everything. And oftentimes we get asked by organizations on how can we Gen AI all of our processes. So I think it's important to understand where AI really comes in. So similar to what Pai mentioned, really reimagine, look at what value you're trying to get out of it. What is the end of it? And then based on that, you can actually see where to apply it. So AI is more of an enabler, and it's important to kind of use it in the right sense. So that's where all the pieces that you mentioned, OJ, on the responsible AI and data privacy and data protection piece comes in as well. So it's really more of an enabler, and we just have to be careful of how we understand it and how we use it.
Thank you, Suraj. And finally, Sean.
You mentioned one line, so that mind shift change from skills complacency to skills adaptability or skills agility / learning agility to Pai's point. We may be talking about AI now, but who knows? We might be talking something else tomorrow. So always be relevant, always have that hunger and thirst for learning, regardless if it's AI or some other technology in the future.
Thank you, Sean. And what an incredible discussion. So I'd like to thank all our panel members, Suraj, Byron, Pai, and Sean. To Mike, of course, for giving us a keynote, and also to Kit for opening today's session. Thank you for sharing your insights with us today. Thank you as well to everyone watching for joining us here at TechXplore. And remember that the future of work is not about human versus AI, but humans with AI. Through co-learning and collaboration, we don't just keep pace with change. We amplify our potential, unlocking innovations neither could achieve alone. Let's stay connected. If you haven't already, like and follow our social media pages, which you will see on the screen, to keep up to date on our Accenture in the Philippines news information. You may also check out our careers pages to learn more about our open positions. So let's get started on this exciting journey into the future of work and skills. Great day, everyone, and thanks for joining us today.